I think everybody is pretty excited after lunch because post-lunch session. But thanks, Marcus. So, so starting off with our the what Craig talked about this morning about the future of banking, which is really going beyond the traditional bank where you go to a branch and you do your banking services, or you can go to an ATM. This is the third version of banking. We had the web 1.0, we had the web 2.0 where you had interactive, where users are content creators like Facebook and everything else. It's not just you go to a website and see what is there. So similarly in the second version of banking, you're actually an active user. You go to the ATM, you proactively find out your balance, you withdraw cash, you deposit the money. And we're looking now at the next revolution of banking, which is providing services to those who, which is like really the next 3 billion in the world. So we're going to talk about our challenges and accomplishments, and about our application, and also some lessons that we learned. So we've got. So I've been with the open source since most of the last decade, and I've been involved with projects like the Apache Perl project, which is a couple of CPAN modules, that's the comprehensive Perl archive network. I'm also one of the previous company where we worked for. We built our own version, like a ticketing system, which is built on top of Request Tracker. We've also looked at what Mifos doesn't have right now, which is number one, the data table integration for migrating Mifos instances from one to the other, from one system to another. And that is our CSV, comma separated values, where for example, your Google contacts, you want to download them onto your system. You want to transport them to another system. You need not have Microsoft Excel or certain software. And why should you, right? So we're looking at something beyond that. And we're also looking at a lot of things actually, which you could meet me after the talk if you want to hear more about that. This is our mission of San Jose Foundation. It is to bring justice, empowerment to open source. So it's like socially aware nexus for justice, open source, and empowerment. That is SANJOSE, right? Now, Project Mifos Mobile. So this is the project to connect the parts of Ethiopia with offline financial services, as well as what is beyond the traditional banking, that is savings and credit, looking also at shares and dividends. So what you can actually see, and you can actually even download the APK Android package and try it out, is you have the client portfolio list and view, you have the client offline caching and availability, we have SACO staff list and view, that is savings and credit cooperative organization. We can view the staff members of the SACO, we can view the details of each of the staff as well, and we have, you can just try it out. I'll show you a few shots of the application as well as the live application. Now, our mission objectives have been to look at 4 things. First is reliability, and it should work reliably anywhere basically. And robustness should be lightweight, and it should work on any Android device and the most basic smartphone. Simplicity and strength, it should be easy to use. It should provide clear and transparent accounting, and it should be secure. So the data should be safe against any crackers or theft, right? So just to clarify, there are 2 things here. First, there is Kmira app, which is for Ethiopia, and there is Mifos Mobile, which is the parent project, which is not limited to Ethiopia or anything. It is an app which is already built with the Mifos platform, and you can use it with just 2 lines of code to use it for your own backend provider. So here, this is the basic design. We're just using the MVC pattern, model view controller, and we have the Mifos platform below, and which we connect to, and we know how stable it is. We've been using it for a while, and we've built the application on top of that, which we can we talk to Mifos, we do the transactions with Mifos, and when we're offline, we store it locally in the local storage on the app. And then when we come back online, we then talk to so we cache basically the commands as well as the data. There are two things that we cache. What we want to do when we go online, and also what are the transactions and all the data that is offline right now. We also have the community app, which is, of course, the reliable, which is the standard open source app, and which has most of the facilities and the functionalities. So if you want to check out more about this, you can go to this website. You are on the top, and you have a live instance running on this site, live.kmayra.org. Now, if you want to, if you are interested in checking out the code or seeing how it works or getting inside the system, this is our project on GitLab, and we started off with GitLab till we iron out a few things when we are going to push it, to GitHub. This was about 2-3 months back. And now it is taking the next step. So again, as I said, we have controllers, views, and model. So we have this is our code base where so you can see the templates, which is basically just HTML. So this is like AngularJS, any AngularJS, and JavaScript programmers can work on. So what this means is that you don't need to suppose you're a startup. You don't have staff to work on 2-3 different departments, right? Technology-wise, you don't need to have a separate Java department and a separate front-end development department, and your JavaScript and your Java and everything else, right? So you can actually do this with your AngularJS skills, which your people can actually adapt. So we built a hybrid app, which you can generate for Android applications as well as for your iPhones and iPads and everything else, right? So if you're looking at the Eastern Hemisphere, you can go for Android, and everywhere else where people are looking at Android. And if you're looking at the North and South America, you can look at iOS, and Europe, I guess, there's a bit of both. We've got very simple and very readable code, and everything is out there. I can help you out to get into it. We have a chat room at gitter.im/mifosmobile. So you can join us and you can get more information. So this is our repo. And I'm happy to announce that we're right now on GitHub, and it's under this URL, github.com/synergysolutions/mifosmobile. So you can just clone the code straight away if you want to. Now I want to share about the journey that we've taken to come here. And these are a couple of milestones. We built a couple of things. Firstly, we built a bulk estimate syndicated solution where you can just extend one class and write like 10 lines of code, and you can have bulk estimates for all your financial services. Whenever there's a credit, whether there's savings or loan transactions, you can do that. And this is pluggable. We have tested out with a couple of Indian providers. We can go to any other providers as well. We also have done work with Amazon Web Services, Microsoft Azure, and Bigger Developer Box. If you want your developers to quickly start working on it, you can just do a Git up on this box. And we're working on of course, the Kifia app. Now, so I'm a chess fan. So this is one of my favorite chess positions. It's called the Smother game, where the king is covered by a couple of pawns and his own rook. And so this is like, this is the future for us, and this is what we're looking at in the future. So we've already built the migration tools and the enhancement of the Mifos Messenger, and we're also looking at providing more deployment options, because we've packaged Mifos under the Debian package and Ubuntu, so that you can just do an apt-get install Mifos X. There's more coming with that, and then we're looking at having like an entire financial institution on a CD that we're looking at in the next couple of years. So I'm really happy to have this opportunity on the Innovators Day, and I'm really excited about all the things that we've innovated. And again, we've not invented things, we just build on the shoulder of giants. That's what innovation is, bridging the gap between what is there and what is required. So, questions?
Terence, the mobile payments on the app, is that for the client or for the staff? Is it for the consumer who's using the app? Or is it
okay, so what we have right here is we don't have our client base right now. We're looking more at those who need not necessarily have a smartphone. So we're looking at it right now from the staff point of view. That is you can see the priority thing that we're working on. And client is something which we have a self-service API on top of which it is pretty straightforward to actually build this. So we actually, right now the app has 4 tabs if you like. So if I'm a staff of the app, I log in and I can see all the clients. If, for example, I am a manager of a SACO, then I can see not only the clients, but I can also see the staff members and look at the the details of the staff members. And there's another level where a group of SACOs or a group of these cooperatives join and they form a SACO union. So if I'm a SACO union manager or a board, I'm on the board of the SACO union, then I can see the individual SACOs, that's the individual credit cooperative organizations. So there will be 4 tabs. One will be my SACO list, SACO details of each individual SACO, the staff details, the client details, and the preferences and stuff like that. So I can see whether I'm online or offline. If you actually go to live.mifos.org, you can, live.kmira.org, you can log in with Mifos and the password. I can give you the password. Now you can see that, and even on kmira.org there are screenshots of the app. So you can actually, you can see it as a manager or as an administrator of SACO union. But if you're a staff, you will just see your clients list and your clients data and the financial services, of course. So you can, as you drill down the client, you can go and check out their savings accounts, and you can check out their loan accounts, and you can check their transactions and all that stuff.
So you've extended the Mifos X functionality onto the app, onto the tab. It's for employees.
Exactly.
Okay, thank you.
We built on top of the Mifos platform. So ours is a separate front end which we built on. And we use the RML framework, which is again a hybrid framework. Yeah, James.
I'm curious about the APIs and how adaptable they were for your purposes.
Right.
I'm imagining that the structure of them assumed that when you hit them, you were online, and so offline. Like, are there changes that need to be made to them? What are some of the challenges?
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
were you able to do replay?
Yeah, challenge is an understatement actually, because
Right.
we have changed the way things work basically. And if we are assuming that, I mean, normally most of the existing APIs that the libraries that you have to actually connect to a REST API assumes that you're online.
Yeah.
Right? So we need to actually, we extended that, we built our own kind of middleware, if you like, which actually detects whether you're online or offline. If you're online, it does the transaction, and it sends you back like a 200 success HTTP response. If you're offline, it kind of sends you like a 401, which means that it's been accepted. I mean, not 401, sorry, it's a 202, which means it's accepted, but not necessarily executed immediately. Right? So we built a kind of small little module within the backend which does that, and we use that to then determine whether we should do the transaction immediately or cache it to do data.
So if you were to ask for changes to the APIs, would you suggest including this kind of functionality where you can flag?
No, actually, because the APIs, it's like, I just watched this movie, The Martian, some on the flight. And I was like, you have absolutely nothing basically. I just have a phone. I have it on my phone, by the way, and I could just switch off the Wi-Fi and I could see everything, right? So and I could do
Phones on Mars.
Yeah, why not? Right. So when I come back, it's synchronized. Or when I get a network connection, it's synchronized.
Okay.
Are you downloading data in other places? Are you downloading data in offline mode? Like how you in offline mode? Don't you have the data?
No, we don't. So we assume that the organization respects each staff member to uniquely handle it. Let's say it's a simple case where we have 10 clients in a circle. And one staff member A handles those 10 clients. So we make sure that that staff member is responsible for those 10 clients and nobody else, no other staff member, right? So that client can do their transactions offline. Finally, a bank is run by people, it's not run by technology, is just an enabler, right? So those people do that and they do their withdrawals and deposits and all that. And then once they go back online, this person has the responsibility to make sure that those transactions are reliable and all that. So
you'll make sure that every time when you go online, you'll sync system with
yeah. So when you go online, you have a little bit of a small cloud icon that says you are online, and you have like a small dialog box which tells you, okay, these are the commands that we're doing and all that, and that's all that synchronization and
And how do you register this delegation? You said that one member of the staff is responsible for 10, specifically 10 people.
Yes.
How is this delegation registered? Is it registered in Mifos? Is it registered in
It is registered in Mifos. So Mifos has this facility where you can assign a group or a set of clients, even if they're not in a group as such, as in microfinance group. You can assign them to a staff member, or you can assign them to an office. That's how we normally do that. So when you register the client, you can see, okay, this is the staff member who's playing through that client.
And this is control. This is also controls the operations that this delegate or agent.
Yeah, so this makes sure that let's say I'm a
accounts.
client and someone is providing me services, but I know who's my agent or who's my loan officer, right? Because if you're able to bother agent, but so
Yeah,
the staff
staff
member.
member.
Yeah, so that person represents the SACO to me. Right? So I have the confidence that okay, whatever transactions I'm doing, it's accounted for.
So this, your staff member is doing transactions, so accepting payments or they're paying out payments for loans. Are they also accessing data? Are they checking to see what the total savings is? And if so, how do they do that offline?
No, they don't do that offline. If they want to do that offline, then they have basically just call up the staff member and then it's not reflected and they need to kind of go online and send the network. It's not, it's like, it's completely being cut off. I mean, the entire kind of town or something like that where they don't have connectivity, they can actually receive those services and then they can just use their normal phones and call up. If they do have that service, then they could possibly request the bank itself to kind of synchronize it, let's say, every day or every 2 days or something like that. So that's a policy level decision for the financial institution.
So there's no preemptive caching.
That is caching.
Yeah, okay, so they can look at they know ahead of
It's
time.
just a question of time. It's just a question of time. Does the client access or try to access his data before the staff goes to synchronize that same data on the server?
Okay, so that's
Actually, Terence, I was thinking from a database point of view.
Yeah.
You know the extensions that Marcus was talking about this morning. Do you find that you've needed to use that for your product?
So our code base is 0% Java or 0% backend. So it's just built on top. It's another component which is, it's like a planet and you have satellites around that planet. So we are not changing the planet in any way. Right?
I'm talking about database structures now. You know, are there any other database structures that you've needed to use, or is it just on the
yes, of course.
Okay, and are these in separate?
So we have this
databases, or is
local
it just-
storage thing in with Android development. We have this, I mean, with Ionic framework. you have this local storage on your smartphone.
Yeah, okay.
So we basically store it there in a structure. It's basically JSON kind of format.
Yeah.
We store it in JSON format.
Yeah. But on the back end, you haven't needed to build anything on top of that using the extensions.
Not on the back end. Not on the back end. We actually had an app 2 years back for a cooperative where we built our own backend in Ruby on Rails.
Yeah.
And that talks to Mifos and gets data from the Mifos API, stores it in MongoDB. And we have a front end on top of that, which is like an AngularJS application where they can access the service. So if they want the shares and dividend service, they can use this app. If they want the Mifos savings and loans and all that, they can use the Mifos app. So basically, this is all about data. There's data and making sure that data is intact and you can communicate the data between systems and make sure that it's secure and reliable. Those goals which I mentioned at the start. So,
Any plan to move to IoT?
not yet. We still have to kind of send things with this and give them the trainings and all that stuff. We don't actually plan that far in advance because technology is like it's just moving very quickly, so we just adapt from time to time.
Okay. Dankeschön. Just to be German, right? Thank you.
Thank you.